Oh my God, my heart's going about 100 miles an hour right now. I want to do it with about a minute left. So we're at a minute and 41 right now. Oh, stressful. I don't think anyone's bid yet, so 41.00. Done. So hopefully no one else can get in on this. Oh my God, my heart's racing. I want this wicked bad. So let's see. We'll do it with like 30 seconds. Okay, you ready? Here we go, guys. I'm gonna hit it. Oh, someone's already there. 42. I'm the highest bidder with 14 seconds. What did I get it for? Ha! I got it for 30 bucks. Oh my God, guys, I got this for $30 and $8 shipping. Yes! Well, let's pay this thing now. Yes! I did it! Oh, this is awesome, guys. I'm pretty pumped. Yeah, these things are scarcer than hen's teeth, guys. This is awesome. Talk about stress, guys, but you just can't find those grab handles anymore. So I was so excited when I was the winning bidder. But that's what makes this so exciting. And that's what this build has been about. Finding stuff, doing it, getting my grandson involved because he loves it. I know you guys have seen him in a lot of the episodes and he'll be in more of this one too. I was so amped up in the moment that I actually bid like $41 and hit send and thought that my bid was someone else's because it said right below, it said I was high bidder at the top, but it said below bid higher, so I bid like $1 higher. So I was the only one bidding on this. So it's kind of actually amazing that I got it for the price that I got it for because you can't find them. Like I said, they are super, super rare. This quad was only built from 85 to 86, and a lot of times, you know, people would wheelie, and probably usually the dad or whatever, or the parent, you know, wheeling their kid's four-wheeler, and they wheelie it over backwards and break it off. You know, not that us dads are going to ride this or do wheelies, right? We would never do that. But this is the handle that was on it. I wanted the original, and now I've got it, and I'm so pumped. Because the original one goes like this, and then it kind of kicks up. Yeah, I could have bought an aftermarket one, but that just makes it that much more unique because it does have the original one. And it's from the TRX, because the TRX has a little provision for a flag holder, and for the ATC models, there is no provision for that. So it's factory correct to this machine. Now we're going to install the pull start cover, and if you haven't seen last week's episode, go check it out, and I'll show you how I made this custom gasket for the pull starter. I'm not sure what it's supposed to seal out, but there was one on there originally, so I made another gasket to match the cover, and we're going to use it now. For hardware, I picked up some 304 stainless steel socket head screws, and I'm just putting a little bit of Never Seez on the threads because this is I believe it's an aluminum, so I just want to make sure that there's not a reaction from the stainless to the aluminum. Ha, look at that, guys, huh? Check this out, guys. Look at that. Shift indicator, and that goes right on the pull cord right here. Now, I know I talked to you guys a lot about taking good notes when you're disassembling. And again, so this is a photo I took, and what this is depicting, this is prior to me painting that cover. What this depicts is that decal is centered on the pull cord. That's just showing it from the side. So you can see the difference of, you know, before and after what we're looking at right there. What a difference, huh, guys? And then I took notes from the center of the bolt hole at the very top which right there to the top edge of that sticker is 3/4 of an inch. So to make this sticker be in the same exact factory place, I just need to make it 3/4 of an inch away from that bolt hole. Oh yeah, look at that. So I've set my tool to 3/4 of an inch and I'm making it to the center line of that hole. And I'm just going to put a pencil line at the very top where that decal needs to go. Guys, see, it's little details like this, in my opinion, that really set this off. Okay, let's check it, make sure that we're somewhat straight, because I am at an angle, because I'm standing off to the side so I can film it good. So there's that. Ha! Perfect! Yep, there we go, guys. And look how fresh that looks, guys. Nice stainless steel hardware. Nice new decal. Indicator that we freshened up last week's episode. So I got 2 of the 4 tires apart. What a bear these are. You wouldn't think they'd be difficult. And now I'm on to this one. And this one looks a little tender, huh? Yeah, that one's in need of repair. I don't think a tube's going to fix that one. So what I'm going to do is I'll get off this one, and then I have the last one right over here. And I mean, these have been holding air. This has had air in it for about a year. This one, as you can see, is a regular valve stem, but I'm surprised it's holding air because it's got a ton of cracks in it. Here's the story on these tires, guys. It's been so long, kind of refreshed my memory, but as you guys know, this has been sitting for at least 15 years that it hasn't run. When I first got this four-wheeler, the tires were dry cracked, but the rear tires were more dry cracked and they leaked. So the front tires that are on this four-wheeler are original to the four-wheeler. The rear tires are ones that I purchased. Now, the rear tires, which is why if you go back in the original videos that you've been watching it, that it has all these little, you know, the original factory nubs on the tires, and there's a ton of those nubs on the tires because there's probably only maybe 20 hours on those tires. Those tires have no dry cracks, they're not dry rotted, they're almost brand new, and this brand tire, the OHTSU, or I don't know how to say it, these aren't made anymore, but they're highly collectible. So I'm probably going to put those other 2 tires up for sale. They're the Ohatsu, and they are 1687. If this is something that you guys are interested in, you can go back through my previous videos. You can look at the tires. They don't leak. They hold air. There's no cracks. And the highest bidder will get them, and you can contact me through my email. If you click on that in YouTube, highest bidder will get it. I'll ship them out to you in the United States. Nothing out of the country though. So I don't see a manufacturing date. Those tires, these new ones, have a manufacturing date on them. 49th week of 2019. So you can see this right here. Now, the way this works is that an O-ring fits inside this groove right here, and it sandwiches the 2 together, and that's how these work. And you can see how that lines up. So then it has like a carriage bolt type here, and that's where the front hubs bolt together. So yeah, kind of different, huh? All right, here we go. So just take your knife, plunge her in, cut that juliper right off. This is so much easier than trying to bust the bead. Like I said, I've been messing around with these for quite a while today, so And I did the last one this way, and it was a lot easier than, you'll see what I mean here in a minute. And there's the O-ring, guys. This tire's never been off, so you get an idea of the number of hours that are on this quad. And here's that O-ring. I mean, if it wasn't for dry rot, they're still holding air, which is kind of impressive, you know. This is all rubber, easy to cut. That's all rubber, easy to cut. But you see this? That's just like a little band, metal band, that's real tight down in there. So I just take that and that's what I cut with my side cutters, and once you cut that, the bead falls right off. Then all you need is just a screwdriver, and there, you can just see it ripped it. That's it, simple. I'm just going to do this one. You don't need to see me do it. You know how I did it. And we'll go get started on getting these sandblasted. Now we're outside, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be sandblasting with. And this thing works awesome. I showed it to you when I did the motor. This is exactly the tool that I used. And this tool right here is incredible for doing this type of stuff. So the way this works is you just fill this hopper right here with sand. And for our case, we're going to be using glass shards. Then it has a off-on valve on the side, that's it, and a trigger. It's literally that simple. And I've done an entire truck frame with this. It works incredibly good. I mean, it's not super fast. If you're thinking that this is going to compete with some commercial job, no, it doesn't. But for doing stuff like this, it works awesome. And it's affordable. It's a nice DIY product that works. This is what I'm using for sand. It's $8 for a 50-pound bag. You definitely want to wear eye protection when you're doing this also, and respirator. You can see how nasty that those wheels look, but that sandblast will clean those up real nice. I'm not going to focus too much on the insides. I mean, I might, but I really want to get the parts that you can see really good. So check this out, guys. I finally did it. I picked up a sandblasting hood. I needed to get one. It's the proper thing to use. You can use safety glasses, but you're taking such a chance of getting something bounce back in your eyes. But while I was there, I picked up one of these. I was concerned because we're going to be going in lockdown as of Thursday. We have a ban just like everybody else, but as of Thursday, we're not allowed to leave basically our property. You have to either grocery shop or go to a doctor's appointment or something like that. And the guy says to me, hey, we got another one, has a hole in it. I think you'd be all set if you put it in your car. You just want to stand it up, you'll be okay. So check that out. I got that one for free. So I paid for that, got that one for free. So if you watch my channel, maybe you do, maybe you don't, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Might as well unbox this julep while I'm here, see what it looks like. So, got a little viewing window. It's got a little hard hat inside. I'll be in business now. Wow, this is a good way to freak my neighbors out, huh? See the job that it's doing. It's taking it right down to bare metal. Looks like somebody might have patched it right here at one time, so we'll grind that down. This was holding air, so I'm not worried that it's a bad weld or it's going to leak. I know that it's a good weld because it's been holding air. So check this out, guys. What a difference, huh? Took quite a bit of time, but I only used
just over a half a bag of sand to do all these wheels. So it's really economical. I'm super happy with how this came out. I focused a lot more on the side that you can see versus the side that you can't. So like right here, it's not down to bare metal, but there's no rust there. So I only sandblasted it where there was rust. And then I'm just going to wipe everything down, scuff it with my Scotch Brite pads. I showed you in a prior episode that I buy the full sheets like this, and then I just cut them into thirds, and I end up with these little squares. It just makes it real handy. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to wipe everything down with acetone. Then when I'm done, I'm going to hit it with some self-etching primer. So I really didn't need any extra sand. I went and bought it just because I was nervous, like I said, about the lockdown and not being able to leave the house. So as you can see, I bought a whole bunch of extra paint too over here. I don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but I don't want to take a chance of, you know, needing something and not being able to go out and get it. So, and plus this will kind of keep me busy and keep my mind off everything that's going on, you know. So as I was sandblasting these, one of the things that I focused on obviously was doing a good job on the parts you could see, but I also focused real well on this groove that you see right around in here, making sure that that was nice and clean and no rust in it, because that's where the O-ring goes. So that's how these seal. There's an O-ring that goes between both of the rims, between each half, and if that O-ring is bad, then the tire's going to leak. And I also focused real well on where the bead seats as well, just because, you know, again, I've spoken to you guys in the past about this, that, you know, we want to enjoy this, and, you know, if I do a half-hearted job on doing little things like this, and then the tires end up leaking down, it's just one more little thing that's discouraging when he goes to go out and we're trying to have fun, and then we got to go put air in the tires, and it's just something I don't want to do. So I'll spend a little bit of extra time now, and it'll pay off in the end. The primer's all dry, and I've got everything all laid out now. So the next thing I got to do is just wipe everything down with a Scotch Brite pad. But what we're going to do is I'm going to lay these as they are right now. So the side that you're seeing that's facing up is actually the inside of the rim. So this is the inside where you won't see any of this. So what my process is I'm going to paint 2 coats on everything that you see right now, and then let that dry. And then I'm going to flip them over, Scotch Brite the insides of them, and then do 3 coats on the inside and 3 coats of clear. So that will allow me to not handle them as much, and I think it overall it's going to give me a better job, because trying to get an even coat while these are hanging like this, it's just a lot more difficult to make sure I'm hitting everything versus painting it like this, and I can make sure that I'm getting everywhere I need to get it. So, and it doesn't really need clear on the inside because it doesn't need protecting. So 2 coats of paint on the inside, 3 coats outside, 3 coats of clear. Yeah, it's that easy. Just knocking it down a little bit, adding some tooth to it. Then I'll come back. The reason I'm not doing the inside right now is because when I spray this surface here, overspray is going to get into there, and it's going to actually make this surface a little rough on the inside. So I know that that's going to happen, so just I'll scuff the outside, 2 coats of paint. Once it's all dry, flip it over, sand this last minute. It'll get out any of that overspray, that dusting. You know how, like, if you're spraying something and the dust from it, it's just kind of like gritty. Yeah, I don't want that in the wheels, so that's why I'm not scuffing everything all at once. see how it's going to look with our new tires on it. This is the paint I'm using, and this matches pretty close to the Honda paint, which is called Cloud Silver, or Silver Cloud. So yeah, I'm real happy with this. It's not perfect, but it's really close. This paint has just a little bit more metallic than the original Honda paint, but it's close enough that I think it's an awesome match. So there they are, guys. Check that out. Those came out wicked good. So I'm real happy with how that looks. So now we'll let that dry, then we'll come back. Like I said, flip them over, scuff the insides, give everything 3 coats, including all of this, and then give everything 3 coats of clear. Colton, did you know that used to be Mama's four-wheeler?
No.
Yeah, that was Mama and Uncle Matt's four-wheeler. Yeah. That used to be Mama's and Uncle Matt's.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it's your four-wheeler now, Colton. But before it was yours, it used to be Mama's and Uncle Matt's.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm serious, it used to be.
No.
I'm not joking one bit. I am serious. That used to be Mama's.
Lucky.
Am I doing good?
Okay.
I'm just sanding it down. Is it smooth? Now look at your fingers. Look at your fingers now. Are they green?
Yeah.
Do you think that looks nice? Feel it. Is that slippery?
No.
Does that feel good?
No.
That's yours, isn't it? You're gonna have a pretty nice looking four-wheeler when we're done, aren't you? Let's get to spray painting. What do you think?
Is that your hammer?
Everything's a hammer when you're in the workshop, isn't it? Is that your hammer driver? Papa's got a ton of those. Thank you, sweetie. I love you. Now I've got 3 coats of metallic paint on everything. Now it's time we gotta shoot on some gloss clear coat. See the little hair in it there, but not 100% perfect, but it's pretty close. Well, if we're doing it in a little home type workshop setting, I'm happy with it. This broken stud out of this exhaust. Hopefully it'll go. Might have to use an extractor, or maybe I'll just keep drilling it and eventually it'll just fall apart. I'm really loving this drill index, guys. We got this from a company called Drill America. I'll have the links down in the description, but yeah, it's a really nice drill bit. Wish me luck. I think these might be, let's find out if they're stainless. Here is the original, that's one of these over here, actually that one. So the head of it, which is not rusted, is not magnetized. But the part that is rusted, right here, that is. So watch what happens as soon as I try to stick this onto here. I'm trying to stick it to the head. Watch what it does. Well, it's having a tendency to want to really stick hard to the side, but it doesn't really want to stick that great to the head. Yeah, so it's stainless, so this is going to drill hard, but we'll just take our time. Like I said, it's going to drill out hard. We'll take our time and hopefully we can get it out. Here we go. There, I'm all the way through the fastener. Alright, good. So we'll go a little bit bigger. Let's, what size was that? It's 3/32. Let's go 1/8 inch. Alright, I knew I had something that would work. Here is a just a screw extractor set. This one is yeah, 1/8 inch right here. So the way this works is you just drill the 1/8 inch hole. You can see how this has little flutes that bite right into the metal as you back it off, as you loosen it. So give it a little, you give a little tap on the end, and then you back it off with a screw, with like an adjustable wrench. So what I'm going to try to do is heat up this flange right here, put a little bit of heat to it, and see if we can back it off that way. Alright, let's see if we can get that juliper out of there. Fingers crossed. Nope, she's just spinning. Maybe put some penetrant in it. It's going, guys. Yep, it's going. Just got to go at it little bites. And there's no damage to the threads. Honestly, guys, though, I don't know as if I've never not had these work. These little pieces have always worked good. Every time I've ever had them. I've broken off like brass fittings, like brass hydraulic fittings. These work real good for that too, because you just can slide it down through the center of the brass fitting and then just keep turning it, and eventually it'll come out. Now we got to sandblast this down, get it all nice and clean, and then we'll get it painted up. Using steel wool, guys, and I'm using the finest you can get, and there's nothing on it. It's just plain old steel wool, and it removes rust, and it just does an incredibly good job. Again, this is 34-year-old chrome, and look how good it looks. I mean, that thing is gleaming. So I got these bars cleaned up pretty good. I'm happy with it. Again, they're not perfect, but we're not looking to get them perfect. But I've already assembled the left side. I took the parking brake, I call it. I took that all apart. Everything's been all lubed and greased. I figured I'd just bring you in over here to this side and just show you everything that I do. So you saw me steel wool everything down. I've steel wooled the levers down. And I'm just taking a little drop of grease and just shoving it down in that hole there. Kind of like work this screw down through it just to get it working nice. You know what I mean? Get the screw covered good. And of course it's going to be all fingerprinted up and stuff with grease, and we'll wipe everything off after when we're done. And I just snug these down and tighten it up. Then we just got to put new grips on it. But I got to do some research on what I need for an adhesive to glue on the grips, because I'm really not sure what would be nice, but I want to do something that I can just do it once and be done with. And there they are, all cleaned up, guys. I think that looks pretty darn good considering they're 34 years old. Alright, so now we're going to start sandblasting our exhaust. You can see it's pretty crunchy. And we'll do the heat shield, and look what I got in, guys. The grab handle for the back. That's the one that we won on the eBay bid. Looks like somebody has painted over it, so we're gonna sandblast this down too. A lot of you guys are asking me what I use for an air compressor to run this blaster. It's nothing fancy really. It's a homeowner special Craftsman. It's about 15 years old. I got a picture of it. It's up overhead, and let's see. It's a 5 horsepower, 30 gallon, and it's rated at 6.4 SCFM at 90 PSI. So that's what it looks like. It's just a horizontal 30 gallon single cylinder oilless air compressor. Nothing fancy. It does, for the most part, keep up with this because you can only sandblast for so long. Since it runs out of sand, the air compressor recovers. By the time you get this all filled back up, it's ready to go again. I realized earlier I didn't show you inside the sandblasting hood. Oh, it's like a hard hat. For you guys that have ever worked construction, it's just a basic hard hat. Hard hats usually have like a ratchet and headgear, or the better ones usually do. This one doesn't, so this one's, you know, set it, forget it. But yeah, pretty basic design. Check this out, guys. This came out awesome. I got it down to bare metal. Like I said, these things are rarer than hen's teeth. They're really hard to find, so not very much pitting. It came out awesome. It looks great. I got to get this in the workshop. We got to get some self-etching metal primer on it so this thing doesn't start flash rusting. Then I'll come back, finish up this exhaust, and then we'll get this all painted up. It's all sandblasted, hung up, and ready to spray. Just wanted to show it to you guys real quick before we get underway. I mean, look how detailed that writing is. I mean, just does a nice job. There are some rough places that aren't quite perfect, but that's going to be okay. I'm just going to be painting it with the same stuff that we used for the cylinder on the engine. And you can see in the background, I got the rear grab bar with a coat of that self-etching primer, and did that come out nice. Wait till you see that all painted up. It's going to look really great. Easy to forget to wear your mask when you have good ventilation. And there it is, guys, for what limited panel tools I own. I'm happy with how it came out. You know, it's not perfect, but again, like I said, we're not looking to get everything perfect on this. We're just looking to make it better. And I think that this is going to look just fine. So, there it is. Let's paint her up. And if it doesn't look good, then I'll just wrap the exhaust with a like a header wrap. And there it is, guys. We just got to let everything completely dry. I'm real happy with how that came out. I don't think that's going to be an issue. And I think the part that was actually bent is going to show up on the bottom. But that was pretty wrinkled up. If you guys look at it before we started, it looked pretty hideous. But yeah, and there's the exhaust. We got to let that dry. And here's the rear grab bar. I know I keep saying it, but I'm just so excited to have this. It's never had it on it, not as long as I've owned it. So with any luck, guys, maybe we can get this completely 100% together next episode. Get the tires on it, wheels on it, get it started, get all the plastic on it, get this thing done. I'm shooting for next episode. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. And then we can get back to some welding videos because I know that's what you guys like. And that's all there is to it, guys. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're wondering what I'm working on before it even makes it up to YouTube, you guys can catch me on Facebook and on Instagram. I'll have links down below. If you're wondering about any of the tools that I'm using, I'll also have links down below to that. New episodes every Friday. Until next Friday, guys, I will see you then. Take care, stay safe, see ya. As soon as we're done with this TRX build, we've got all kinds of welding projects lined up. See you Friday. Take care, guys. Bye.